Hello, I got the 7 Artisans 80mm aperture 6.3 lens, and it is super thin, really thin. I never had a lens that thin. Let's take a look at some pictures. This lens has a lot of vignetting, and actually it's a little bit of a toy. It's a very low cost lens, so it's kind of normal that we are going to see a lot of visual artifacts here going around. If we zoom in, we can see that the sharpness is not that bad. This picture here is with no editing. As you can see, there is also vignetting, and you have to be aware that it's a 6.3 in aperture. The minimum one is fixed. You cannot decrease or increase that. So if you're not prepared for that, most of the pictures are going to be a little bit dark, especially in dark scenarios. Don't use it. But some pictures can get better, for example, with some editing, like in this one. So this can be improved from the original one that you saw before. So, I mean, it's not that bad. You can get interesting results. This is another one, same place, with some editing. There's a lot of flares as well in this lens, but that also helps to create a little bit of a particular scenario because, yeah, it's a little bit of a toy lens or gives an effect of a pinhole camera. But it can be also interesting results like this. That's the original. Now, the fact of the lens flares and the light coming from and creating these reflections inside the lens, that's something you need to take into account. Like, for example, here, basically, I think it's from the sky that was coming, and you can see that it's affecting the pictures a lot. Also in this one, looks like a little bit of fog. This is unedited, these pictures here. The vignetting can be a problem, like in this case, you can see that the center is actually overexposed at the far end, but then on the sides of the picture here everything is quite a bit dark. So it creates it's a very strong vignetting effect that you have. Another unedited picture here. In this one, I wanted to see how sharp it could be because at aperture 6.3, you have plenty of room to get stuff in focus. But you can see that it's not that sharp anyway, especially on the edges. So the picture here, for example, you can see that this area is on focus, but then this person here isn't because it's on the sides of the lens. So basically, the center is going to be better in terms of sharpness and quality. But as an overall picture, especially if you're using social media, it's fine. So let's see some pros and cons. First of all, it is very cheap. Second, it is like a nice toy to have if you want to have fun just taking some interesting, weird pictures with it. Third, is very discreet because it's so flat, it looks like somehow you don't even have a lens in there, it's just the cover of the camera. It is good enough for social media and small screens if that's something that you mostly do. It is very light, you can put it in your pocket and carry with you anywhere as a secondary, third lens, and I mean, you're not even going to notice that you have the lens with you. Finally, people are going to ask questions about that lens. At least people who knows a little bit of photography, they're going to ask you about what that lens is, how it works. So, I mean, is that something that you're looking into, engage in some conversation? I think that lens is going to help you in that. Now, some of the cons. First of all, if you're looking for good image quality, this is not a lens that is ever going to be competitive with every other high-end lens because the image quality of this is quite poor. Second, it is manual focus. And third, in low light, it's going to perform really bad because the aperture is very small, 6.3. So if you want to take pictures in the night, you will need long exposure, maybe a tripod, high ISOs, and all that. I hope this video helped you make a decision if this is the lens for you. And let me know in the comments if you have it and what is your experience and your feedback. Thank you for watching. See you next time.